Now, I owe around $20,000 in student loan debt, and here's a screenshot to prove it, and here's Dave Ramsey to actually try to scold me. Now, before you call Dave Ramsey on me, I do want to explain myself just a little bit. And for the past few weeks, I've been looking on YouTube, and I see a whole bunch of people out there telling people what to do when they go to college, when they didn't go to college, and telling people not to go to college and just to start their own business and just start selling whatever they want to sell. And here's the answer to this, guys. I actually did them both. I went to college, I started my own business, and I can pay off my student loans whenever I want to, but I choose not to. So if you want to find out why I do what I do and why I haven't paid off my student loans and when is the perfect time to actually pay off your student loans, stick around to in this video. On top of that, guys, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant, and I post videos on YouTube every single day. Yes, I said daily content for the past 170 days, I think so, or maybe even more. I'm not sure. I lost track. But guys, as always, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. On top of that, do me a favor, hit the like button if you're excited to actually find out how to pay your student loans or how not to pay your student loans and how to still make a ton of money while doing it. On top of that, guys, I want to ask you a question. Do you have any student loans currently? Do you not have student loans? And do you plan on paying them? Comment down below, let me know. Now, before I tell you exactly when to pay off your student loans and when not to pay them off, I actually want to clarify one thing. Tommy, what are student loans and why are they so bad and why does everyone complain about them, okay? And the answer is this. The average person has around $37,000, $34,000 in student loan debt. The average college student can't even find a job. And guess what? On top of that, student loan debt is not dischargeable. So for example, if you go bankrupt, you can't get rid of student loans like that. Now, here's another thing. I do want to clarify something. There is a way to actually get your student loans forgiven without having to wait until Bernie Sanders actually gets elected. Now, here's how you actually do it, okay? You can either become a teacher, you can either join the military, or you can work for the government or just work for a nonprofit. Those are 4 different ways where you can actually get rid of your student loans by student loan forgiveness after you work for a certain amount of time. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tommy, I got this figured out, bro. I got it figured out. I'm gonna go to NYU or Columbia University or wherever I want to go to, and I'm gonna rack up around $150,000 in student loan debt, but here's the catch, Tommy. Yep, I found it. So I'm just gonna become a military teacher that works for the government and I don't even get paid. So then that way I don't have to pay any student loans. Well, before you do that, let me just explain to you a few scenarios where you don't really need to be where you don't need to do all that fancy stuff just to get rid of your student loans. So stick around to actually find out when to pay your student loans and when not to pay them. Now, here's what I'm going to be doing, guys. Instead of telling you a whole bunch of statistics, oh my god, people have student loans, oh my gosh, they can't find jobs, oh my god, the average student loan payment is around $250. Oh my god, that's so much money for like 20-30 years. Oh my god. I don't really want to make a video like that because everyone already knows that, because NBC and all the news networks out there make a ton of content around that stuff. So I already know you know that, but I actually want to make a video about 3 different scenarios with 3 different people that I know personally, and I even have a bonus one at the end. So I'm guaranteeing that one of these scenarios is gonna fit your life and your situation right now. So guys, without further ado, before I actually start, I actually want to tell you one last thing, and here it is. These 3 scenarios are real life scenarios, and the people that I'm actually using for these scenarios, I know them personally, so I can't really just use their real names, their real jobs, their real colleges, their real everything, because guess what? The next thing you know, I'll have a co-anchor and a third anchor here doing videos with me because they will get fired from their jobs for like leaking all this information. So everything I'm saying here, guys, is true, and on top of that, I have a bonus one that is also true. So here we go. Now, my first friend is actually named Angi. Now, Angi went to NYU. She got a master's degree and a CPA in accounting. Now, here's my thing, guys. She actually graduated with 0 student loan debt. How? Well, she got scholarships, her parents helped her, and she also did tutoring while in college. Now, I asked her this, okay? Because this is one of the most important things, okay? I asked her, why did you go to college? And she told me, well, Tommy, I went to college because I wanted to get a better life and I wanted a stable job so I can work and just work and live a better life, like overall. And I said, okay, that's great. So now the question is this, guys. A person like her that went to college for the sake of just like having this job, working off and just doing everything she had to do, was she correct in paying off her student loans beforehand, before she actually graduated? And the answer is this, guys. I 1000% agree with her decision. Why? Because basically, if you're gonna have a job, a normal job, and your student loan debt is gonna be like $100,000, well, it's best to actually pay it off beforehand. Why? Because that interest is going to build up over time. And if you're working a normal job, well, taxes are going to hit you, personal expenses are going to hit you, and a whole bunch of other things. So you're going to carry that balance for a very long time. So it's always best in that situation to actually pay off your student loans before time. Now, I have a second scenario. Before I actually get to that, I actually asked Angi, are you actually happy where you are right now? And the answer is this. I'll be honest, I don't like my job. And I actually asked her, well, what are you going to do about it? She actually told me this. You know, Tommy, when I first started working, I spent so much money on everything. And I think that's one of like the bad sides of it. You know, like for example, you just graduated, you're earning a whole bunch of money, now you're spending it. Well, here's my thing. Everyone out there is so obsessed with falling in love with their career. And yes, that is very important. But if you went to college already and then you figure out that you don't like your job, that doesn't mean quit your job and just go do something, just like be poor for the rest of your life. No, that means, hey, work your job, get a second job doing what you actually want to do, and just work both of those jobs until your second job takes over your first job. And that way you can do what you actually love and still make money from it while not having to be homeless. That's what I recommend. So in this case, guys, she was absolutely correct in paying her student loans before time, because if she didn't, she would have probably still had them and she would have been in big trouble for the next 10 to 20 years. Now, the second scenario is actually my friend Eric. Now, Eric is by far one of my best friends. And again, I'm covering up his name with an alias. So if you hear this and your name is Eric and you think we're friends, like best friends, we're not best friends, okay? Just to clarify. Now, here's my thing, right? Eric actually graduated with some student loans, but he managed to have so many savings by the time he actually graduated that he paid them off instantly, which is pretty cool if you ask me, but not really. I'm going to explain it on later on the video. But here's the thing. He actually graduated with a master's degree in computer and electrical engineering. Now, pretty cool. And he actually went to work at one of those big companies next to Facebook and Google. I can't say it for security, but you already know. It's a pretty good big company. And he makes around $130,000 every single year. And I'm always showing off about this one friend because he makes a lot of money. Now, here's the thing. After taxes, he makes around like 90-ish, which is still pretty good. He's very frugal, and he does everything he's supposed to do when it comes from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Now, here's what's so interesting about this. I actually asked him, hey, do you think that was a mistake, or was it correct that you actually paid off your student loans so fast? And here's the thing. While he was in college, he also paid off some of his student loans. Why? Because his undergrad was around like $35,000. He paid off most of it by doing tutoring, summer jobs, and all that fancy stuff. So by the time he actually went to his master's was fully covered by scholarships. So when he actually graduated, he only owed around $15,000, and he actually had that from his savings, so he paid it off completely. Now I asked him this, you know, Eric, was that actually a good idea? He actually told me this, Tommy, it wasn't a good idea. And here's why. Because I had unsubsidized and subsidized loans. The unsubsidized were still pretty low, and the subsidized were even lower. So what I would have done, knowing now what I know now, is actually I would have used that money to buy some real estate or invest it, get a high rate, use that asset to actually pay the interest off on that student loan. And then guess what? When I graduated, I would have probably just like paid it off like slowly or whatever, but I would have had assets to actually cover off everything rather than just put all that money towards that debt that was still pretty low when it comes to interest in the first place. So in this scenario, guys, you have my friend, right? My friend actually went to college. He did this degree because he's very good at what he does, but he also just went to college because guess what? He wanted to get a job that paid a lot of money so that he can earn money to then use that money to invest it into real estate and build up passive income. By the way, his goal is around $60,000 every single year in passive income so he can actually quit his job. And congratulations, because he got his first property this year. I think it was a duplex. So that's pretty cool. Pretty big news, and he's supposed to cash flow this year. So again, congratulations. So in this scenario, guys, you have someone that went to college just to get a job, to then use that money to invest it into his businesses and to invest it into real estate. So here's my thing. In this scenario, him paying off his student loans early were actually a mistake because that cost him a lot of opportunity costs. So because if he actually invested that money back in that day, he would have had a lot more money, and then those assets would have been paying the interest on that student loans, and then he could have still paid off those student loans with no problem because, again, it was only around $15,000. And here's his tip, his ultimate tip for anyone that's actually going to college. Apply for any type of scholarships out there. Left-handed, right-handed, left-footed, video games, like whatever it is, scholarships, apply for them. Because he actually got 6 of them, and he actually got around like $10,000 to $12,000 worth of scholarship money. So that's pretty good. And by the way, I actually applied for a scholarship also when I was in college, and I got around like $10,000. And that was like the only person that applied, but I still got it, so still pretty cool if you ask me. Now, the third scenario is actually this guy. You might know him. His name is like Tommy or Jimmy. I can't tell, but it's me, okay? Just putting it out there. If you want to fire me, go ahead and fire me. I don't care. I'm not protecting anything. And here's the thing, guys. I went to college. I got a bachelor's degree in accounting, and my goal was always like, hey, I just want to make money. I want to become a millionaire, and that's about it. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. I didn't really know what I actually wanted to do with my life, so I picked that degree just because someone that makes a lot of money told me like, hey Tommy, that's gonna be a job that's gonna be in demand, so you might as well just go into it and just get into it. Now, when I went into it, I figured it out. I'm pretty good at accounting, I'm pretty good at business, I'm pretty good at all this stuff, and I use all my skills so I transfer it over to my current business. But here's the thing, guys. When I first started out in college, my original goal was to get an accounting degree, but then eventually as everything kept going like sideways and front ways and all that fancy stuff, I said, hey, I don't want to be an accountant. So I was supposed to graduate with around like $10,000 to $12,000 in student loan debt, but I said, hey, I might as well do this. So I took an extra $7,000 loan. I took the cash, I invested into my business, and then that money was like a part of the starting capital for me to actually start my own business. And then because of that, I managed to get to this point. So here's the entire scenario in a summary, guys. You have someone like me that his entire goal was this, okay? I went to college, yes, I got the degree and everything like that, graduated, and I did like all that fancy stuff, but my goal was never to have a normal job, okay? I didn't want to go into an accounting job. I didn't want to do it because I knew one thing, it's very demanding and you won't have time to do what you actually want to do with your life. So I said no to that and actually just got a loan and started my own little business. And then from then, my business has kept growing and growing and growing to now being able to make me gross around like $80,000 to $98,000 every single year. Gross, okay? I'm just saying gross. Now, here's the thing, guys. In this scenario, I actually did the correct thing by not paying off my student loans. And by the way, right now we're around like $20,000. Yes, I can pay it, but it's going to cost me too much opportunity cost. If you ask me paying off my student loans now is going to prevent me from actually doing investments that are going to pay me more money than what the actual interest actually costs on the student loan. So for me right now, it doesn't make sense to actually pay off my student loans. Now, comment down below and let me know which one of these scenarios actually fits you best. Now, before you actually go, if you made it to the end of the video, I want to give you a bonus for your loyalty. And here it is, guys. I actually have a fourth friend I didn't mention, and here it is. This friend didn't go to college because he wanted to, or because he was super passionate about it, but because his parents pushed him into it, and he also didn't really know what to do with his life. So he said, okay, I'll just go to college. Now, bad choice, because guess what happened? He actually graduated with around $50,000 in student loan debt, and is actually working as a security guard, earning between $15 to $20 an hour. Now, you might say, Tommy, that's insane, right? You owe $50,000, you work security, and you actually graduated with a bachelor's degree in business management. Something's not adding up. And here's what's not adding up. He got a degree in something that's not really in demand. He got a degree in something he doesn't really care about. He got a degree in something that he doesn't even like, and he went to college for the wrong reasons in the first place. Because in reality, he didn't have to go to college to actually get a security license or whatever, how it works. Okay, you don't need to go to college for that. And here's my thing, guys. He's probably gonna be stuck paying student loans for the next like 20 to 30 years. And it makes me sad every time I think about it. But if you are in that situation, I don't want you to worry about it, because the average person that earns around $30,000 every single year for the next 60 years is going to earn around $1.8 million. So you still have that money to actually pay it off. But I recommend you do is this, guys. What I recommend you do is this. Invest into assets that pay you money to actually pay off that interest and start paying off those student loans. But don't use your capital to pay off that student loan, because in reality, that's just going to put you back even more. But if you can't afford it, if you have a high paying job, then by all means, go ahead and do it. And here are my final thoughts, guys. Quick summary. The first person went to college because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted a career, so she paid it off early. Great choice. Second person went to college just for the sole reason to get a job, to get money to actually build up his real estate portfolio. Paid it off. Bad choice, because he could have used that money for real estate, obviously. Third person went to college to do something, didn't like it, ended up building his own business, didn't pay off student loans. That's pretty good choice, because in reality, you pay off that student loan, it's costing you opportunities. Fourth person is this, went to college for the wrong reasons, and now he's going to be stuck for the next 20 to 30 years paying off loans for a career that he doesn't even like and he doesn't even use. Now, if you ask me, Tommy, who has the best scenario here? And to be honest, guys, I won't say me because I don't recommend what I did to anyone, okay? It was hard, it was tough, and the only way I got here was by a lot of mistakes, okay? Now, my favorite scenario is probably the second one, my friend Eric. And every now and then I get a little jealous because guess what? Eric has a very, very good job, and he has access to a lot of capital by working, and now he also has free time and a whole bunch of perks. But on top of that, guys, he also has a real employment job. So basically, whenever he goes for a mortgage, it's much more easier and much more attractive for them to actually give him a mortgage. So if you ask me, Tommy, which scenario is best, I would probably go with Eric if I could do it all over again. In reality, if I could just do it all over, actually, I wouldn't do it all over at all. I like how my life is ending up, okay? Now, guys, comment down below and let me know which scenario is your favorite and which scenario do you prefer to actually go through and which scenario are you actually going through right now. Comment down below, let me know, and maybe we can have a solution for you, or maybe we can actually figure things out. Now, guys, as always, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. It helps the channel a ton. Really appreciate it. On top of it, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, which is literally every single day. And if you want to talk to all of us here, join us on Discord. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno a uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace.
You've got to start at the bottom if you're ever gonna reach the top. You've gotta watch your